Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Crew, and I'm back with another video. Probably the last one this year, if not the first one next year. I wanted to talk about my top 3 lenses of 2023, but just before I do that, I want to say thank you to all 391 of you that subscribe to this channel. You are the reason why this channel exists. As some of you might know, at some point last year I sort of almost gave up on the channel because I wasn't sure if my content was reaching anyone or anybody was finding any sort of value from the content. However, when I get comments from you guys and all the beautiful stuff you guys do on the channel, it makes me want to make more. So thank you for all you do for this channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's talk about my top 3 lenses of 2023. The first lens that comes with me everywhere I go, every time I have a shoot, is the 24-105 f4 GOSS lens. Now, I call it my Swiss Army knife. I've referred to it as my secret weapon before. It is the everyday lens. It's so versatile, it's unbelievable. And the fact that even though it's a kit lens, it's got in-body stabilization in it as well. So it's that one lens for all. The autofocus on this lens is fire as well. So yeah, I've enjoyed working with this lens all year. So yeah, I think this lens deserved that number 3 spot. So this is an f4 lens. The widest it will open is f4. However, I've never had any issues with an f4 lens. One, because I've got a camera that has a dual base ISO, and the good thing with this is I got it second hand for about £700 or something like that, and I can tell you for a fact it's already paid back whatever I spent on it. That's my Swiss Army knife, and that's why it takes a number 3 spot on my top 3 lenses of 2023. Now, number 2 is one of my newer lenses. I call it the Portrait King, and that is the Sony 135 1.8 G Master lens. This one is not for everyone. One, it is a 135 focal length, which is really long. If you're not shooting portraits, you probably wouldn't even know this lens exists. I bought it and I fell in love. There's no words. I've said this before, there's no words. That's the actual nickname for this lens. The depth of field is so smooth, like butter, and it is G Master in all categories. It's well built, it's well made. I think this will be in the same category as maybe the 50mm 1.2 GM. The 2 things that I've noticed with it, which is not a problem for me but might be a problem for you, is one, it's heavy. But that is a plus for me because, like I said, my rig is really heavy. I like a bit of a heavy build. When you have a heavy setup, it means you can easily get rid of the micro jitters. So yeah, this is perfect for me. The one other thing is the autofocus haunts a lot. It's got the switch here to switch from full to 0.7 to 2 meters and 1.5 to infinity. So if you're having issues, I'll say have a look at that switch. I do struggle sometimes, and when it's getting too much, I just switch to manual focus. The first time I heard about the 1.5mm focal length was I was speaking to one of my friends. He owns a lens rental shop here in Plymouth, and it was saying, yeah, you gotta try the 135. I think with a Sigma 1.8 Sigma. It's beautiful. I rented it and I used it, and I was like, whoa. So when I found that the G Master one was on sale, I was like, yeah, I had to get it. And yes, I've got it, and I can confirm this is one of the best lenses you can have. And again, no words. So the lens that takes up the number 1 spot is a very unusual one. Why? because this lens cost me £30 to buy, and I've had it for maybe 2 years now. But then all of a sudden this year, it's just changed the game. So drum roll, the lens that takes the #1 spot for me on the top lenses of 2023 is the 50mm 1.4 Canon FD lens. This lens, where do I start? This lens is fantastic. I've always been a fan of the 50mm focal length. In fact, for a very long time, the 50mm was my favorite focal length. When I got this, I got it as to play around with, and something that I can actually open up and see, you know, how the mechanisms work and that. And at the time, I bought this one and the one I'm recording on now, which is the Helios 44-4. So I had a shoot with a commercial shoot, and I took this on with me. I had like other lenses there, but the character in this blew everyone away, blew me away myself. It's got this classic look. The depth of field is gold. Overall, this is just a top lens. It's made me question so many things with cameras and lenses, because again, like I said, this only cost 30 quid, and it's turned out to be the top G for 2023. So yeah, that is my top 3. However, before I go, there's a honorary mention. The 90mm 2.8G lens from Sony. This is one of the most beautiful lenses you will find on the market on the Sony E-mount. And the beautiful thing about this is it's a beautiful portrait lens, it's a macro lens, it's light. Like, again, like this lens is like magic, and it's probably the sharpest lens I've used. And the fact that, you know, that's the focus there, you can go from autofocus to manual focus and pull it back, and yeah, I'm in manual focus, and then if I need to go back to autofocus, like pull it forward and then let it do its thing. This again is one of the reasons why I don't have an 85mm lens. The only problem is I've not used it much this year. That's why it's not on the top 3 lenses. I gave it to one of my colleagues at work that just got an A7 III to just try out and see how he gets on with the camera. And when I got it back, it came back with a dent there, which was a bit of a shame, really. When I spoke to him, it genuinely sounded like he didn't know how it happened. So yeah, and then the ring at the top here had fallen out as well. So I had to glue it down. You can see the glue all around there, and yeah, I think that's why I've not been using it much this year, because I sort of just lost interest in it since the lens came back with dents and all that stuff. But yeah, this is one of the best lenses for the E-mount as well. Let me know which lenses are in your top 3 for last year, if you're a commercial photographer or a videographer. I would like to know how you guys are getting on with, you know, that as well. For me, these are the lenses I've used for the most part. The 24-105 seems to be the one I use the most, but the 51.4 is probably my favorite from this year. So thank you for sticking around. I'm looking forward to what we're going to get up to next year. I'm excited already for the sort of things we'll be doing. Yeah, it's your boy Crew, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening.
Subscribe now.